everybody, and welcome back to the channel, and thank you so much for clicking on today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about just a few things that I would have done differently on my oral health care journey if I had known what I know now. So let's get into it. Just as a little bit of background, I have been on my oral health care journey for just a little over a year now after being inspired by videos that I found online on YouTube from Dr. Ellie Phillips. And while I have had results that I am truly thankful for and feel incredibly blessed to have been able to achieve, there are just a few things that if I had that 2020 hindsight that I would have done just a little differently, things I would have tweaked, and I'm here to share that with you today. As always, I did just want to remind you that I am not a dentist. I am not a dental professional. Anything that I say in this video is coming from my own thoughts, my own opinions, my own results, and my own outcomes. So please do take the time to do your own research, form your own opinions, and pick products and protocols that fit best into your personal lifestyle. The first thing that I would have done differently on my oral health care journey is that I would have been more intentional about getting to the recommended 6 to 10 grams of xylitol per day ASAP. So it did take me a little bit of time to get there. I started out just using xylitol mints, and I was just taking one mint after meals and in the morning. So I was taking one mint, 1/2 gram, 4 or 5 times a day. So when I started out, I was really only taking 2 to 2.5 grams of xylitol. And then I did eventually start taking 2 mints after certain meals. And so I was up to probably about 3.5 grams of xylitol on most days, maybe 4 grams of xylitol. And I was seeing results. I was seeing less tooth sensitivity, and I was noticing less inflammation in my gums. But when I actually read some of the comments on the channel recommending xylitol granules, and I gave xylitol granules a chance, that was a way for me to get to my 6 grams per day. Because honestly, and you may have heard me talk about it on the channel before, the mints tended to give me a little bit of GI upset because xylitol, just like most of the sugar alcohols, does have a tendency in some people to cause GI symptoms such as bloating, gas, stomach pain, and changes in your bathroom habits. So once I started taking the granules a couple times a day, I was able to achieve that 6 grams per day. And I really did see a significant difference in the amount of progress that I was noticing. All right, the number 2 thing that I would do differently on my oral health care journey if I could start over at day 1 is that I would have started using a flossing toothbrush from the very beginning. It did take me about 4 months to start using a flossing toothbrush, and that is because I still had toothbrushes in my closet that I wanted to use. I didn't want to waste the toothbrushes, and so I just figured once I've used these, I will move on and use the flossing toothbrush. And I did start using the Nanda flossing toothbrush about 4 months in, and that is actually my preferred flossing toothbrush, and that's what I'm using currently as of today. But once I did start using the flossing toothbrush, pretty much from day 1 when I started using the flossing toothbrush, I regretted that I had waited on getting a flossing toothbrush because it just delivers such an advanced clean, a polishing clean. So to review, a flossing toothbrush is a 2-tiered toothbrush. You have your bristles on the bottom, and then on top of those, you have micro flossing bristles. And that is what separates the flossing toothbrush from the other toothbrushes that you may be familiar with using. So those flossing bristles, they really just get everywhere. They do a great job of getting at the gum line, in between teeth, and into those deep grooves of your teeth, and just removing all that plaque and debris that has a tendency to hide from a regular type of toothbrush. And at this point, I could never go back. I can never see myself going back to a regular toothbrush after having used a flossing toothbrush and having such amazing results. And my family loves them too. So that is the second thing that I would do differently, is that I would have started using a flossing toothbrush from day 1. And finally, the third thing that I would do differently on my oral health care journey, knowing what I know now, and those of you familiar with the channel probably already know what it is, and that is I would have gotten serious about gum massage from day one. So I didn't start really doing gum massage until about a month into my oral health journey. And then, even then, I'm going to be completely honest, I was a little spotty with it. I was doing it, some days I was some days I was doing it twice. I was doing it every time I brushed. Some days I was just doing it once. Some days it would slip my mind. So about a month in, I started doing gum massage, but it probably took me a good 3 to 4 weeks before I was really good and consistent with doing gum massage every time I brush my teeth. And gum massage really turned things up a notch for me. It really turned things around. So once I started doing gum massage, my gums felt better, they felt healthier, they felt stronger. And that is when I started doing gum massage, that is when I really started noticing that my gums were looking and feeling so much healthier. So that's the third thing that I would do differently, is that from that day one, I would have really gotten into and stuck with doing gum massage every day, every time I brush, because it has been game changing for me. So there you have it. Those are three things that I would do differently on my oral health journey if I could start all over at the beginning, knowing what I know now. So that's going to do it for today. I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, please consider hitting the like button, sharing this video with somebody in your friends or family circle who you think could get something out of it, leaving a comment down below. All of those things really help the channel. And if you would like to see more videos like this, please consider hitting that subscribe button and becoming a part of the Low Key Life family. And until next time, bye.